In this video, I'm sharing with you some new DIY Easter decor ideas using all Dollar Tree items, and you don't want to miss them, so make sure you stay tuned to see how everything came together. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn and I love DIYing and bringing you really fun, cute craft ideas, most of the time using inexpensive items from Dollar Tree, but also incorporating some of my favorite products that I pick up at other craft stores. So we're always creating something new here. If you love crafting and DIYing, make sure you go hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell so that every time I post a new DIY, it'll pop up on your phone or your computer or wherever you watch. But it really helps my channel to grow if you leave me a big thumbs up as well, so please do that before you leave. In this video, I am putting together some really cute DIY Easter decor. All of these projects are really easy to make. They didn't take very long at all and they're really inexpensive, so I really think you're going to enjoy them. Without further ado, let's jump on into the video, and I really hope you like all of these DIY Easter decor ideas.
So for the first project, I wanted to make just a plain bunny sign to put with some of my other Easter decor. I'm using one of these We Believe in the Easter Bunny signs from Dollar Tree that has the little plank looking pieces on it. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the hanger, and then I'm just going to ignore the back. Definitely feel free to sand that off and paint it, or just cover it with some brown craft paper to hide all of that. But as of now, I just want to jump on into the craft, so I'm going to leave it as is. So I want to put a bunny on this sign, and I want it to be blue. But instead of painting the blue bunny on the sign, I wanted it to be really rustic and kind of almost weathered looking wood. So I'm going to put the blue in the background. I'm using a turquoise blue chalk paint, and I painted that on there. I made sure that it was large enough for the bunny to go on there. I tried to speed up this process by drying everything with my heat gun, and then make sure that I filled in my little holes at the top with some of this putty. I usually like to use wood filler, but my husband just picked up like this spackle, so that's just what I've been using lately. I go ahead and trace my bunny. Even though I'm going to go ahead and leave the bunny down while I paint the white on top of it, I go ahead and trace it just in case anything shifts around or moves. I know exactly where I need to paint. But I tried to hold the bunny in place. I forgot to mention, but I did pick up a felt banner from Dollar Tree, so that's where this little rabbit came from. There was a set of like 8 of them, and my daughter wanted a little bunny birthday party, so I ended up decorating with this little banner, and then I was able to reuse it. So I was so excited to put this to use after her party was over. So I held this in place, and then I'm just kind of brushing in one direction off of the sides and get the white all around it. If you could use vinyl like off of a Cricut or Silhouette, you would have a lot prettier lines. I'm just doing this because I wanted to try to use Dollar Tree items, so I am going to have to take my brush back in and just kind of clean up the edges. Whenever I'm tracing around this bunny with this tiny little paintbrush, it does cause some buildup. So whenever I take my sandpaper and go over this, it'll kind of even it out and make it really flat. I know some people are going to wonder why I sanded this down, added more paint, and then sanded it down again. But I was just really trying to get that buildup around the bunny evened out. And there was some little places where the blue was shining through, so I kind of went over that again. And then I'm just lightly sanding over it, mainly focusing on the edges because I love how it looks whenever that natural wood is exposed. I just think it is gorgeous. It makes it look more like a high quality rustic piece rather than just having the edges puddled up with white paint. So I also wanted this to have planks on top, and I want this to look match the rest of the sign and look rustic as well. So I'm taking my Sharpie and making these lines through the planks, and then I'm going to touch them with a piece of sandpaper as well. To give this sign some texture, I'm adding some of my jute twine to the top and the bottom, and I'm going to wrap this around 4 times. I actually found this jute string from Dollar Tree, and I love picking up different jute strings. This thin that comes from Dollar Tree is perfect for like stringing beads or adding a little texture to the top or the bottom like this. It's not really fuzzy and it's perfect for decor. But if I am needing something thicker, like for hanging up garland or wrapping a jar, then Walmart is definitely the best place to pick that up in the larger rolls. So after I got that all wrapped, I wanted to add a little flower to the top. So I first glue down some little leaves, and then I'm going to hot glue just a little rose on there to give it a pop of color, and then make a little jute string bow so my bunny will have a little bow tie and add a little bit more detail to this sign. And I feel like this is the perfect larger piece that you can add to the background of all of your Easter decor, and it really will add some pops of that beautiful spring color into your home this Easter season. The next thing I'm making is a garland using these gorgeous wooden cutouts from Dollar Tree. I see these in every season now, and I'm just dying to use them for different projects, but it's been a long time since I've made a really nice garland. So I thought this would be a fun way to add in extra colors and designs for my spring decor and really kind of represent Easter and make like a large statement piece for just a couple bucks. So the first thing I'm doing is using some of my pumpkin color chalk paint, and I'm going to paint all of the carrot pieces, and then I'm going to go back in with some more white paint and mix that up really nicely, and I'm going to stamp some polka dots on these carrots, and I think it's just going to give it more of a whimsical look, so it's going to be really cute. So I'm going to be using a stamper, so I did have to kind of get out this paint out of this little tray and put it on my paper, so I would be able to dip the little sponge stamper brush into that little pile of paint. Dollar Tree does sell some of these. I am just using what I had on hand from Walmart and stamping it on there just in different areas. But I do remember after I had got started that these work really well if you twist them before you pick them up, so I had to go back over and redo that.
Did you ever stop and think, why?
Since the orange on the carrot is super bright, I wanted to go with a little bit more of a muted tone for the green. So I'm using this moss color in the Waverly chalk paint, and it's just a perfect subtle green color, and it dries a little bit darker than it goes on, and I'm just loving how it looks.
Getting ready. Let me be honest. I don't know a single thing.
At first, I was just going to do a garland of carrots and kind of put tassels in between them, but I had these bunnies on hand. They're also from Dollar Tree, and I thought it would be fun just to kind of alternate in between carrots and bunnies and make this a nicer garland than just adding the tassels. So I'm going to be using some white chalk paint. I wanted a subtle color in between each of these bright carrots, so I'm trying to just dry brush over these bunnies without completely covering them. You can add sandpaper on them if you would like to try to sand off the edges, but I'm just going to leave them as is. And then, like I say, I'm going to alternate a carrot and then a bunny, and then I'll go back in and add some extra details like a little twine bow for that bunny's neck.
Make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this.
I also love this Dollar Tree twine because it makes the daintiest tiny little bows, and I think they are adorable. So I wanted to add them onto this bunny and just gives it a little bit more texture and details. You also could paint the bunnies in pastel Easter colors if you'd like, but I'm just really liking this plain color.
And playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time
Now I'm taking the thicker jute string that I was telling you about from Walmart, and I'm going to string all of these on there. Make sure you do string them in the right direction because it's easy to kind of get mixed up, but they will hang different. And I'll show you a little bit later, but these do want to hang sideways, and I had to glue them down, if that makes sense. So you'll have to let me know how you're supposed to hang garlands so they hang straight, but as you can see, they just completely went sideways when I tried to pick them up. So I took a little dab of hot glue, and I hot glued down the front jute string to the front, and then a little dab of hot glue in the back, and this just forced each little wooden piece to hang sideways, and it just worked perfect up against the wall. And this is how adorable this little garland turned out. I think the bunnies are so cute, and then the carrots add that perfect pop of color, and I think it is just adorable. I just hung it underneath this shelf, and I think it is the perfect addition into the living room to add so much Easter decor in here. The next DIY I'm putting together is so simple, you don't need a tutorial on it, but it is just beautiful. I have found these milk jugs from Dollar Tree for the past few years now, and believe it or not, I have actually never DIY'd one on my channel. As far as I can remember, I don't think I've ever redid a milk jug like this on my channel. I have seen several done on other channels, so I thought it was about time that I put my spin on it. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and paint mine white with chalk paint, and then I'm going to distress it with a piece of sandpaper. You can see that I've already tested it out a little bit just to make sure that it's dry enough not to peel all the way off, but it will sand down. I pay special attention to the words on there, but I love that texture all the way around the milk bottle. It just sanded really pretty. So I think it looks really farmhouse and rustic. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of that texture. I love adding this jute string to everything. It just makes everything blend in with my farmhouse decor perfect. So I'm going to wrap that around. And then I'm just going to add in some of these gorgeous yellow spring flowers. These are daffodils from Dollar Tree, and I think they are beautiful and perfect for spring to bring into your home. So I'm just going to fold over the stem to make sure that they fit down in there nicely, and that's it. But I thought this was a gorgeous piece for a couple of bucks just to add a little extra spring decor into your home. Moving on to the fourth project, I wanted to make a galvanized basket with some Easter decor in it. I'm using this cute little plastic basket from Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to go ahead and take one of the signs apart. I already love that farmhouse looking Easter bunny. I'm just going to pop the staples out of the back, and then as far as the basket, to make it look galvanized, I'm going to go ahead and spray it with metallic silver spray paint, and then go in with some of my elephant color chalk paint and dab it all around the sides to give it more of a galvanized look. It was super cold outside and I didn't stay out long enough to get this spray painted all the way, so I'm trying to use some of that elephant color paint as well to try to cover up the extra turquoise spots that you can see. I did end up covering everything so you can't see any of the blue remaining. Because you can see through this basket, I didn't want you to be able to look in and see green styrofoam, so I did take some of this wide ribbon and kind of line the insides. I didn't worry about getting it perfectly attached on there, but just enough so that whenever I put all of this down in there, you won't be able to see that from all of those little holes. So I'm stuffing it with some of this excess styrofoam, and then for the top I am going to cut a piece in half, and that just fits perfectly in there, so I will be able to push a dowel rod down in there. So to cover all of this up, I'm using some of this Dollar Tree grass. This is perfect for springtime crafting. It looks like nice high quality grass, and it's not like a bright neon green. It's the perfect color. For the bunny, I loved how he was already painted. I just wanted to cover up those holes, and by adding that white putty in there, it just went ahead and blended in, so I didn't even try to paint it. And then I'm going to hot glue this bunny on a dowel rod so I can stick it down in the basket. I was excited to finally find a use for these little twine covered carrots. I just placed 3 down in there so it looks like he has some for lunch, and then I wanted to add some little height to the background, so I cut some of these lilac floral pieces from Dollar Tree. I think the quality of these are really nice as well, and it just added some extra spring colors to the background and not make this look kind of weird, but make it look more of like a complete decor piece. So I stuffed them down on each side and thought that that was so cute. You could definitely add more colorful flowers if you'd like, but I love the simplicity of the pop of the purple and then those bright little orange carrots in the front. And then for the fifth DIY, I actually ended up making two different versions of this. I wanted to make a more colorful, whimsical piece, and then more of a subtle piece that I would want to add that matches better with my farmhouse decor. But for these, I'm using a couple of these Easter signs from Dollar Tree, and I flip them backwards. I go ahead and remove the metal hangers, and then heat up the labels so they will peel off evenly, and then give these a couple coats of this white chalk paint to make sure that I just had a solid background that I could start decorating on. I wanted the edges to show up kind of like a border or a frame, so whenever I rough them up with some sandpaper, some of the wood color will show through, and it just gives it a beautiful color for the frame. On one of these, like I say, I wanted to make one more colorful and whimsical, so I'm using one of these dollar store window clings. I pick off this beautiful little pink and dark pink gingham print bunny. I thought she was adorable, and I'm going to Mod Podge this down on this sign and go ahead and add another layer of Mod Podge on top of it to make sure that it's going to hold it down. But it fit, the little bunny fit perfect into this little sign. You could have used any of the window clings, but that one was just my favorite. On the one that I'm going to try to make a little bit more farmhousey, I fill in the little hole. I'm using one of these wooden bunnies that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it with this muted pink color, and then using the back end of my paintbrush, I'm going to go ahead and give it some polka dots. Because these polka dots are just thick puddles of paint, I do take my heating tool to dry this because it will take forever, and I'm going to go ahead and hot glue this down and then add a little bit of greenery to the top to give it some extra decor. I think this one turned out really cute and a perfect little decor piece that you could set on a tiered tray or just on a tabletop. To finish up the other little bunny, I'm using some turquoise ribbon that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to scrunch it into a bow, and then I'm just going to glue this in the corner and call that one done as well. I think both of these are adorable. You'll have to let me know down in the comments which one of these do you prefer over the other one. I think I originally wanted to like the farmhouse one better, but I think I like the cute little gingham bunny way better. She's so adorable.
Thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you all leaving me the thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Also share my channel with others of your friends that like to DIY and craft. It just helps my channel to grow and helps my videos to do better if you do share with your friends. I also like connecting with you guys over on Instagram. So if you have an Instagram, make sure you go hunt me down over there and leave a message. And I feel like we can have more personal conversations over there and kind of share photos and crafts and kind of what's going on. So make sure you go follow me over there. Once again, thank you for watching today. I really had a lot of fun putting these Easter decor projects together. I know some of you all are saying that you're already getting burnt out of Easter decor because so many DIYers start so early, and I don't blame you. It just seems like there is tons of DIY Easter decor Dollar Tree videos out there, and I know that they completely take over your feed and you just want to get back to normal decor and not so many bunnies. So I'm not going to be posting a ton of Easter decor, but jumping back into more just everyday decor. So I'm so excited for that. So like I say, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on anything, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!